Hi guys, welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning, welcome back. For those of you who are new, welcome to the channel. I'm Nicole, for those of you who don't know me. So we are going to do a collective reading for the month of February for the sign of Taurus. Taurus, this will be for your sun, your, your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus. Cross watchers, if that is you, welcome to the channel. Discern the messages accordingly. Remember, this is not a personal reading. And should you decide that you would want one or this resonates with you and you want to elaborate a little more, you can find that information for personal readings in the description box below, as well as the about section of the page. And I will be happy to get you all scheduled. I hope you guys are doing well. Taurus, it's been a couple of weeks. You're due. Earth signs apparently are the ones that need them. You know, I ask Spirit, and Taurus, it's you. So, all right, guys, share, like, feel free to comment, subscribe, keep comments nice and lovely for each other, please, and thank you. So let's see, Taurus, what's happening? What's going on? I can't remember what was in your last reading. Let's see, Taurus for February. I feel like you're trying to break free from something. Let's see. I kind of feel like I need to elaborate on this. So let's see what's happening. You got to put in the work, Taurus. So consistency for you is going to be key throughout the month of February. There is an understanding of a burning desire within the self. I do feel like luck is on your side. You're going to have to make sure that you're, I'm going to call it harvesting, what you've worked towards from the past. If you've put in the effort, you're going to reap good rewards. If you've not put in the effort, then, you know, you get what you put out there, right? There's a lot of wisdom. You've gained a lot of wisdom and a lot of clarity in some regard for the things of the past that are bringing you forward. And you do have some luck on your side. But I also feel like not everything has come to you the way you hoped it would. It would be the best way to describe this, I believe. Spirit is saying thoughts and feelings. Your thoughts and your feelings go hand in hand. Your feelings become your thoughts become your feelings, right? So when you look at like the law of attraction, where are you in vibrational alignment? And I want to tell you that if you're going to reach this space, consistency will be the key for you to get to where it is you're trying to get to. I feel like a lot of you may have struggled with seasonal depression, and it's like looking forward to spring, really looking forward to springtime. Springtime may also be a very important time this year for you as well, particularly around the month of April is how this is coming out to me. I do feel like for some of you, you've got somebody coming in from the other side. Doves are going to be significant for you. Phases, you're going to have to learn from those phases that you've gone through to harness your inner power. You are lovingly being guided from the other side, and I feel like there may be some key messages that are coming in for you. I will tell you guys on a personal note, like I do a lot of mediumship work. I get a lot of, I've always been very gifted to speak to those from the other side. I've been doing it for like 30 years. And the way this person is coming in is they are opening up some nurturing to you. Very caring, very loving, very aware that maybe in the present, in the 3D world, when they were here on Earth, they maybe feel like they didn't do enough. So that may be a specific message for somebody out there, or they wish they would have been a little gentler with how they did things with you. Birds are very significant, so you may be seeing a particular bird, a certain kind of bird, but for somebody in particular, it's like some of you may be seeing a specific bird on repeat as spring evolves. This bird may almost like tweet back at you, where you might whistle to it and it's tweeting back to you. It's kind of like you're having dialogue with this particular bird. Understand that that is that person from the other side coming in to speak with you, to reassure you, to remind you of the phases that you've gone through. But I do feel like you're coming out of the dark, going into the light, but you're going to have to be consistent with staying in the light that you're moving into. You're going to have to transform any darker energy that you've been dealing with in the past. Moderation is key. Consistency and moderation are going to be very important. For some of you, this is going to be about your health in particular. So whether you've had some health struggles, if you've had codependency issues, addiction issues, anything that ties us into the state of a habit is going to be very important to understand how it is that you're going to cleanse and clear the mind, the body, and the spirit. You have, and again, birds again are sticking out. I'm calling those messengers for you. Those are going to be very significant throughout the month of February. There's a reason, like, even though these signs and symbols may not hit you significantly until the month of April, there's something around the month of February in particular that's coming up. Something may have happened in the month of February, or moving through this phase of time from February till April, that is requiring you to pay attention to the self, is requiring you to give better care to yourself. But they're coming in. It's kind of like having a picture of what it is you would like to do for yourself, or in the type of life that you're trying to live. And they're trying to show you another way. So if you've had bad habits, bad toxic energies, that type of stuff, they're showing you, your ones from the other side are showing you a different way of doing things, but you have to be willing to embrace. It's kind of like a painting, of like how you envision your world. If you want to get to that path, you're going to have to create that path, and you're going to have to stay consistent in doing that. And remember that, food in particular is going to be very important to moderate, fast foods and stuff like that. Are you cleansing the body? Are you healing the body? Are you getting rid of toxic substances that you may be ingesting? Because you're very aware. Some of you, I feel like, have the ability to disconnect though. And, for, Taurus, grounded energy, fixed sign energy, you may make sure that you're not getting stuck in your own way. Make sure that you're not standing in your own path of moving towards this. The core of your being is trying to open you up to a much brighter sense. But you also have to have, it's a big pledging to yourself would be the way that this is being described by Spirit. Pay attention to your dreams. Some of you have a lot of creative endeavors that you can harness. It's the power of 3 though too. Mind, body, spirit. But all 3 things are going to have to be aligned. Just like everything has to align perfectly for the perfect storm, all things have to be aligned for you to reach this creative endeavor, this creative blessing that you have within you, so that it transforms to a higher, there it is, productivity right there. It's going to help you nurture yourself, open yourself up to that. I feel like for some of you too, you may be dealing, and this has been a topic this year already, childhood stuff, to be nurtured, to be understood, to be loved, to be protected. You are divinely protected. Some of you may be looking for someone to help you see through to new growth. Understand though, you can have a support system, but that growth comes from you. You get to make the choices to what growth you're going to have. But in order to make growth happen, you're going to have to stay consistent in your efforts. Taurus, slower moving, right? Always think of the Page of Pentacles with Taurus, or the King of Pentacles. I'm getting more of a page kind of energy, because I feel like you're learning new ways of doing things, and you're taking your time, which is fine. But in taking your time, make sure that you're making forward progress and you're not regressing in any way. Slow and steady wins the race, and that's fine. However, in that, you're going to have to be consistent in your efforts. You can't slack off, you know. Dependability, bringing something together, bringing something back into balance. For some of you, this may be a connection, a new connection. Let's see. It's going to bring something together, and they may have a positive influence on how you move forward. Fortitude. Again, that wisdom, the understanding. You're going to have strength and willpower to move past any toxic situations that you've dealt with in the past. So it's standing strong and learning from what you've done in the, done before. I do feel like you're closing out a cycle as well. There's 10 points that are showing up to me. Closing out a cycle. Your guides are asking you to level up. Your guides are asking you to move forward into another process. Again, more wisdom that has come through for you. Magnetism. You are brilliantly magnetizing to you what is being called for you. You are in that vibrational alignment. I feel like I just need to emphasize, you have to stay there. You have to stay in that flow. It needs to be, just a consistent, I almost think of the heartbeat, a consistent, steady beat is how you're going to have to stay into this, because you have some beautiful energy surrounding you, but can you consistently sustain it? And that's going to be the thing, because I feel like there's this beautiful abundance on one side, and then on the other side of this, you've got, do I have the ability to move forward with this? And you do. But again, consistency. I just want to keep it going. Consistency is key. All right, let's see. Don't, give me one. I'm gonna, the way this is coming up, you're gonna have to pay attention to how you're translating yourself. For some of you, this is like, I almost feel like you're coming in with a childlike energy of, you may have somebody coming back around, as well as this energy from the other side. The moon. You're withholding emotional energy. It's kind of in the shadows of this dependability, fortitude, context, and ready but waiting with the moon in reverse. It's a pause in the reflective energy of your emotions is how this feels to me. You clearly it's weird. It's like you clearly understand certain aspects of it when it comes to the emotionality of the influences that you've had in your life. But in the same breath, it's hiding those emotions. It's weird just because, and then the Four of Cups, the Devil, Justice, the Chariot, the Nine of Wands. Those toxic traits. Check your emotions. Don't let your emotions be the thing that catches you up in certain things. You're going to have to work through those emotional ties from the past to move forward. And that may be the thing that kind of trips you up every now and again, is the need to understand why that comes in the way it does and what it is that hasn't been addressed. It's surface level. You're what you're ready, it's like you want love, you want all things good, and you're waiting for perfect timing, but there is no perfect time, right? Like, we just do it, we go with it, we feel it out, we feel before we think. The time is now for you to come up out of that surface level energy. Like, it's almost like it's a real hard push sometimes emotionally to get there, to open yourself up to new possibilities. But you're going to have to put in the work to get there. I feel like there's a little bit of pressure on you for some reason as well. Perspective. It's going to be how you see it. Specialization. Spirit has go. Taurus, I get this feeling from my feet up to the center of my chest. I just want to go, you're almost there. Do not give up what you've worked towards. Perspective. or you're taking the lessons, you know, there's this need to take the lessons that you've dealt with and to emerge out of that, understanding that you now have a specialized understanding in certain aspects of your life. Don't shut yourself down from that, because I feel like for a lot of you, it's just I kept on going just because I don't want to deal with this blah 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 bullshit, right? Like, why are we not addressing that? You know, so you need to address those things. There's a want to be dependable. There's a want to be in it wholeheartedly, whatever this is for you. But you're letting your emotions, the fear of emotions, kind of subside. Like, it's like, are you afraid to succeed? Like, you know, that it's that kind of energy that surrounds this. Again, another dove. Ooh. Let's see. Cycles. Oops. Wishing. Yeah, you're feeling very stuck by those emotions, and I'm gonna stay right there with that. There it is. You're letting yourself get caught up in the mental aspect of all the things that could go wrong. I feel like in the past you had something or somebody that gave you the space to be sound, to have the time outs that you needed. It may have been a support system at some point within the home. At some point, this cycle closes out. It shuts down, right? So there may have been a distance or a disconnection of something in that regard. There was a point of something that needed to shift, close, and change out. And now, like, you know, yeah, there it is, the world. I just said shift, close, and change out. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Virgo, Leo. You have another bit of Scorpio energy there. Aries. Okay, anyhow. And then Cancer energy there as well. July of last year may have been a specific marker for something for some of you. The closing of cycles needed to occur. But the interesting thing is, the way I see this is I have two 10s on the table, okay? So 10 is a closing. The next 10 to me is a new beginning, wishing. What is it that you desire? What is it that you need? You've got the Mother of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles, or the Jesus lovers. Yeah, the Knight of Pentacles. Anyhow, give me a second there. I talked about that slow moving energy. There's a lot of power within you. There's a lot of power and a lot of drive. And whoever this was that was around you at some point, again, speaking of giving you that space to do what it is you need to do. Pardon the noise if you hear that. I'm so sorry. It's garage door. But it's giving you the power and the space to do what it was that you needed to do. And they were very protective of providing you that space. And now you've had to learn to be protective of your own space in regards to giving yourself that space and time to do what it is that you need to do. So, you know, and now, but I also feel like for some of you, you're learning how to do that. It's like, how do I get there from here? At a kind of energy. What is this? Cycles. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse and the Father of Swords in reverse. This may have been a cycle that you did not want to close, but it did. Yeah, there's conflict. Five of Wands on the bottom. There was a truth in this conflict that it wasn't going to be beneficial for anybody involved, and that cycle had to close. You may be fighting yourself with the truths, and I'm going to call it, with that Ace of Wands and that Ace of Swords there, accountability. Accountability for what happened or for how it went down, whatever this might be. You have the Two of Swords, needing to understand and needing to adjust accordingly, that not all losses are losses, they are lessons. What did you learn? But I feel like where maybe some of the lessons or maybe some guilt attached to those lessons, and through that, there comes that inability to emotionally open up to certain things. That could, you know, go some different ways, right? All right, clarify wishing, please. Judgment. Mother of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. Phew. All right, you got divine pairing here. You know what it is that you want. Judgment. So there may have been some kind of call of understanding, a call of you know, things had to happen. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Sorry, Taurus. Good God. Judgment. And then we've got Gemini energy of the Lover's card. Like, I'm getting all like screwed up with my thoughts here. I'm sorry. It's as if you got this divine pairing here, and you got another dove. Doves are going to be so important to you, and they may be so very important to you at this time. I want to say for some of you too, very specific message. It's as if at some point in your life, whether it's now or it was in the past, I feel like this is present energy, not futuristic type energy. There was a divine counterpart that was brought in, and I think I seen that somewhere here earlier too. Or that, yeah, I think so. Anyhow, this was meant to balance some things out for you. It was meant to show you and reflect to you what it was that you weren't seeing for yourself. It was to provide you with the understanding and the ability to make better choices, to make wiser choices at the end of the day. It's very interesting how this plays out. The Eight of Pentacles. Spirit's saying love or money. It had to be love or money. I want to go, did you make the right choice? Because I'm seeing, you know, with all these pentacles that I do have and the few cards that I have of the tarot, it's a lot of pentacles energy. Was it about money or was it about love? What was it about? Because if it's about gains, you know, something may be happening to, it's going to balance that out, or you need to do something to balance that out. You need to make it just and fair, right? Making a wiser decision. Any additional messages for Taurus? Oh, golly. Okay, got one. The World in reverse. The Nine of Wands. For some of you, and it's funny, the Five of Cups in reverse was flipped over in there somehow. The World, the Nine of Wands. You're hanging on to struggles of the past when it relates to love. Let me see the Five of Cups. Hierophant, the card of Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio. And there's that Five of Wands and heartbreak. Six of Pentacles, Eight of Cups. Some of you may have felt a sense of abandonment at some point too. Something wasn't structured the way it needed to. You had some unstable, unsteady foundations there as well. I do feel like it's a constant struggle, and you've got that Three of Swords on the bottom. A constant struggle to balance out maybe guilt, shame, vulnerability, whatever you want to call it, that was related to this heartbreaking situation at some point in your life. But it's how you're going to deal with it moving forward that's going to change the trajectory. These pentacles, right? Like, you've got to learn a new way of doing things. It's coming together as a whole with other people, or you're going to stay singly in what it is that you're trying to accomplish just for you. Remember, this year is very much about self-care, self-worth, self-love, and working together. We just came out of that we're still in the new moon period of Aquarius, where it's humanitarianism. It's working together collaboratively, making strong foundations, and also understanding that we all bring something of our own to the table, and how we collectively work together for the greater good, but yet what we ourselves are only capable of, right? That's what makes us uniquely who we are. So through that situation, what did you learn about yourself? You know, and I do feel like that there's some inner conflict. You may be seeing parts of yourself that you're not happy with. It's okay. You're human. You're imperfectly perfect human being. It's fine. But it's what you do moving forward. Our past does not define who we are. It's moving forward and how we handle the things from the past and go forward from there, right? So, anything else for Taurus? Stand on your own right now. Some of you may be have struggled with codependency kind of issues. There's a desire, I feel like, Spirit is calling it a strong desire of love. But you're meant to be independent in your energy at this time for some of you. Others of you may be making a choice to be independent at this time because it feels like it's heavy and it requires too much energy and effort, and there's a need to be truthful. You know, communication coming in. You have the Six of Cups, the Death card, the Page of Swords. Card is Scorpio. We've got Leo on the board as well, and Sag. Yeah. So guys, it's like you need to reconcile and close out a chapter. It's trying to close out. It's transitioning in your truth, and you might not be real comfortable with your truth right now, but give it time, because it will, you know, I forget was it Aries, I think, get uncomfortable to get comfortable. It's kind of like the same idea. You're going to have to work through some truths that may be about yourself or somebody else that are uncomfortable. And when you work through that, though, you're going to open yourself up to a new mirage of possibilities. They're going to benefit you in the long run, right? That Mother of Pentacles and that Father of Pentacles, there was a divine plan from Spirit and from the universe through that. Spirit is saying rectify and heal. You may be, it's almost like going down memory lane too at this point, having realizations about certain situations that brought you growth, but there is some guilt attached to that. So you rectify it, especially internally, right? That forgiveness comes within ourselves, and it's not just forgiveness of somebody else, but it's also forgiveness of ourselves as well. We always tend to forget that we are a person, but again, in that forgiveness, you learn not to repeat the past mistakes, right? So, massive healing message there, Taurus. Holy Toledo. All right, let's get you guys some healing mantras, and we're going to wrap this up. So February to April. Very big healing markers for you all. Taurus, please, Spirit. Telling me 4. All right. My lips are so dry. Oh my gosh. Activating the third eye. I am willing to see beyond my beliefs, ideas, and conclusions. And I think I talked about that a little bit ago, about seeing things differently, right? And the end card here was the perspective. That is that third eye, right? Seeing it differently. Embodying my soul. I have a right to be excited. Be excited about the new things and the new, the new growth that comes from these challenges of the past for you. Open yourself up to that. Integrating the ego. Everything is for me and not against me. Again, this goes back to the idea that, take a look at what you've gained through these hardships, what these lessons of this particular situation have taught you as to moving forward into this moderating how you handle yourself and how you handle the situations around you. And celebrating simplicity. I am more fulfilled when there is less to manage and maintain. Slow and steady wins the race, right? Simplify life so that you can get through the things that you need to get through, but stay consistent with whatever it is that you need to do for yourself, right? Okay, right. All right, card for Taurus, please. Let's wrap this up with this. The White Light Oracle, a card from the White Light Oracle. Card for Taurus for February, please. Taurus for February, please. Half the deck. We got 2 of them. I'm going to take that first one. All right, Sacred Scar, number 11, which breaks down to a 2, unifying, unity, bringing things together, understanding them, opening the heart space. I do feel like, again, you're reminiscing, looking back at the past, a need to heal that energy, speaking some truth. Spirit said there's favor and forgiveness, so I'm not sure what that specifically means, but they're saying favor and forgiveness. I just feel a lot of breeze. You guys may be outside paying attention to the breeze on your face. You may need to let it cleanse you, let it clear you, open up to that air energy. Let it sweep away the muckery in the head is how that comes through for me, for you. Laundry's done. Sorry, guys. Anyhow. All right, so sacred scar, number 11. Your inner and outer scars are marks of your soul's courage. They are signs of strength and survival, of your willingness to be alive. The sacred scar speaks of that which caused pain being transformed into higher knowledge and inner power. Trauma shall be transformed through spiritual initiation, leading you from woundedness to wisdom. You have nothing to be ashamed of. You can trust your healing process in the hidden higher purpose behind things happening as they do. You are strong and you shall flourish on all levels. Some experiences are hard to weather even when our intention is to trust. Going through a challenging time is likely to give rise to suffering. Consider the mother eagle raising her precious eaglets in the sanctuary of a meticulously padded and fiercely defended nest. And we talked about the bird, right? But there's that nest that I talked about, Sagittarius energy. They know safety and comfort until one day the mother who provided unceasing nurturing abruptly pushes them out of the nest and into the air. She knows this is how they will learn that they can fly. For the eaglet, there is not yet any such knowledge. Disoriented and disturbed, but eventually innate instinct overtakes confusion, and those brave little eaglets begin to flap their fledgling wings during the plummet from the nest. They have learned the purpose of the tough lessons and grown. The trauma of disruption became their initiation into power. You don't have to enjoy the process of growth, but you can always trust it has your best interest at heart. However, do not confuse negative, especially traumatic experiences, something Spirit has inflicted upon you. Spirit would love your growth to happen in the most joyful and peaceful ways possible. As your relationship to Spirit heals and strengthens, this can be the way you grow more often than not. However, Spirit also knows that sometimes we are to move through intense experiences before we can gain access to the light. Those experiences can teach us things only those who have truly suffered and brought their suffering to consciousness and healing can know. The lessons learned include compassion, wisdom, strength, and fearlessness, faith in Spirit and in humanity, the recognition of the challenges of awakening whilst having trust in the ultimate power of the light. Such a soul becomes only truly badass and divine human being, a powerful healer and a light bearer in the world. The Oracle of Sacred Scar lets you know that your greatest struggles are the pathway to your potential. You are not being punished. Those circumstances have not been imposed upon you by Spirit, but Spirit will work with you to free yourself of the negativities and bring you into the light, stimulating the sacred alchemical wisdom within your heart that knows how to distill goodness, grace, and healing from even the most terrible experiences. If you are in deep suffering now, know that Spirit is with you, loving you and bringing you this oracle. You shall heal. Do not give up. Proceed until you are exactly where you most want to be. You have the inner spirit to ensure even a negative experience will only cause positive growth in you and your life. Such powerful, powerful messages, Taurus. Amazing. Falls right along with what we were talking about. Stuff from the past. You have that brilliance. You have the ability to be in the light. Do it. I had a situation recently where someone told me that I was too positive of a person. But it doesn't deflect that we haven't had experiences. It's just choosing not to let our negative experiences push us into a state of fear that stop us from having that growth. We could all buckle down under bad circumstances and just choose not to make forward movement. But it's a choice. You learn from it, right? And we heal from it and we move forward. So you've got this. You can do this. You've got this. You can make wonderful things happen. But understand, I would say to you that these experiences are often, with that Six of Cups, often karmic experiences. So it's rectifying the things that were wrong. That Queen of Pentacles, the Father of Pentacles, and that Judgment card, that to me sticks out so very heavily. It's a situation between two that needs to be rectified, perhaps. But I think forgiveness is going to be a very important factor, and your consistency to stick through things whether it's work, love, life, kids, you know, whatever it might be. To be consistent is going to be what transforms your energy into a higher vibrational stance. So that spirit, as they guide you, your person from the other side, if that's you guys, you know, if that message is for you, they're there. Your guidance is there. Use it. Use it to your higher good. All right. All right, Taurus, if you found this video resonated for you, please like, subscribe, share, comment. Feel free to do so. Wishing you guys all the best. Again, this was not a one-to-one, but you're welcome to book a reading with me through the email in the description box below in the About section of the page. If you want to go a little further into detail or have any questions. I wish you guys a fantastic February. Stand strong, you guys. Whatever it is, you've got this. Emotional fortitude will take you forward, right? All right. You guys have a wonderful month. I'll talk to you soon. Sending you all my love. Bye.